Welcome to another section with your Maker Notice. Grab your materials because you'll be learning strategies that will keep you running this 2025. Are you ready for this? Let's go.
Hey, Emeka Nobis here in your face, and I'm excited as always to be in your face. In this conversation, I am going to be sharing with you on the kind of mindsets to harbor if you're going to make money from what you know. All right. A lot of people, oh, Emeka Nobis, I want to make money. I want to make money. I've come to realize the fact that if the foundation is not properly set, whatever it is that you're building on, whatever skyscraper, whatever you're building on, can be a farce, right? And as I remember a friend of mine, she wrote something on Facebook and said that foundations cannot be refurbished. It made me laugh. You know, Nina wrote on Facebook that foundations cannot be refurbished, you know, and she said something that this post is not about foundations, physical foundations in building. What she means is that imagine that you've finished building a big house, all right, or you build a gigantic structure, and then you want to go back to the foundation to go refurbish it. It doesn't really work like that. For you to be able to refurbish or to refurbish the foundation means that the entire building has to come down. So imagine after building a skyscraper and then there's something wrong with the foundation. You can't start digging the foundation to be able to repair the foundation. You've got to be able to pull down the entire structure to be able to repair the foundation. And so if you want to make money from what you know, all right, the foundations are important, even though we're not like buildings, right? I mean, we can refurbish the foundations of our lives, but it's important that we have this foundation set because they will help to be able to put us on track or keep us in focus regarding being able to make money from what we know, all right? I want to make you understand, I'm starting right now, that this thing that we do is a work of love, all right? It's a work of love because we are nurturing people. Think about a mother that nurtures her kids. Have watched certain wildlife documentations. You find that a mother, it could be a lion, it could be any animal that is at the threat of being a prey to a higher predator, right? She can decide to sacrifice her life for her child. I've seen one wildlife video. I think it was an antelope or something. I can't remember. That helped out, just finished birthing a child, right? And then saw a lion coming. She couldn't just run away and leave the child, the newly born animal. All she did was to take the small animal to a safe space, and then she surrendered herself to the lion, and then she became food for the lion, just to be able to save the young animal that was born. That is how nurturing happens in mothers, all right? For their, you know, how they nurture their newborns. They are able to give their lives to the newborns because that is love, all right? Love pushes them to make that happen. So what we do as thought leaders, what we do as sharing our knowledge with the world is born of love, is predicated upon love, right? You're nurturing people because if it's not love, if you want to get out the best out of someone, what do you call that? It's love. It's love that pushes you to be able to do that. And as I said, it's like a mother's love. To be able to aid someone to function at optimal capacity is predicated on love, right? Whether you're in tech or you're in humanities or you're agriculture or you're in manufacturing, all we are doing in the different industries where we are is to aid human life. I mean, that's what it ought to be, to aid human life and existence, right? It's predicated upon love because you want to see someone live an optimal life. You want to see someone better at her job. You want to see someone be good and better at communication. You want to see someone be a better leader to be able to lead, right? By virtue of you sharing knowledge with the world, all right, and monetizing your knowledge, okay, you are doing it because you love. You're doing it because it's born out of love to do it. That's the first mindset that you got to have. That's the first foundation, all right? This is love. And love pushes you to have a commitment to serve, all right? Because to nurture someone, you've got to be able to serve. To be able to help someone to live at optimal capacity, you've got to be able to serve. I said, again, look at mothers, right? You've got to be able to serve. It's a call of service that is predicated upon love to be able to share what you know with the world, okay? That's the first mind. So if you're not going to do this based on love, trust me, if it's selfish, if it's self-serving, then you're not going to play the long game. Because what I'm here to do with you is because I want you to go the long haul, right? It's like a long haul flight. And as I always said, flights that go a long distance, they are prepared in a different way from flights that do short distance of 45 minutes, right? So what I'm doing is that I wanted to play a bigger game. I wanted to play a longer game, right? I wanted to stay sustainably assured to be able to push this for a long time. And so if the foundation is not done correctly, then there's a problem because as I said at the beginning, the scenario that I painted, to bring down the entire house to be able to work on the foundation is something that is going to be very costly and it's not a good thing. It's not a good place to be. All right. The second point I want to share with you is that at the basis of this journey of monetizing your knowledge is belief. You've got to be able to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, you can't rise to be able to share with the world. You have to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in what you're doing. You've got to be able to believe in the process of transformation that the work you are doing in the lives of other people and businesses brings. All right. To succeed on this journey, belief is absolutely fundamental. This belief will build the confidence that you've got, the boosters, the confidence you've got inside of you to promote and to sell and to stand before people to speak and to share your ideologies. So it's critically important that the basis of this journey of monetizing your knowledge is belief. Believe in yourself, believe in the products you're creating, believe in the work of transformation, believe that you are great at what you do. Belief is critical, right? The next point is long suffering. At the point I was sharing this, and the time I've shared this with a lot of individuals, when I say long suffering, all of them begin to think about suffering, sending a sensation of pain and anguish. No, that's not what it is, all right? In the context of the scripture, where I brought that from, long suffering and all that, and what the verse says, it connotes the virtues of patience, of commitment, and discipline. So this journey requires that you become patient to see transformation happen in lives of family. Patient on your own part, all right? Even before the results can start showing, even before the money can start coming. Patience and commitment to serve and discipline to go the long route. So it's critically important, all right? You've got to be able to embrace long suffering, all right? Long suffering, not in terms of anguish or pain, but the virtues of patience, the virtues of commitment, and the virtue of discipline. All right, three virtues: patience, commitment, and discipline. Patience, commitment, and discipline. All right, so that's what it connotes. It's not about suffering or anguish. You need patience for this journey. You need commitment for this journey. You need a discipline to stay focused and to keep away distractions and keep sharing what you know with the world. Next is you've got to be able to give money its proper role. Give money its proper role. And I've come to see this happen most of the time, many times, all right? And I had this conversation with a friend of mine, and he said to me, politicians who keep stealing money are actually poor people. Because it's not about what they are doing to steal a lot of money. It's about the mindset that is pushing them. They are afraid, they are scared that if they don't steal, they are going to go back to where the trenches where they're coming from. So it's a mindset that's pushing them, a poverty mindset, all right? And it shows up when there is money that is available. So a lot of individuals come to say, okay, when money comes to the hands of a man, he'll be able to know his real worth, his real sense of self, and his real value system. I tend to believe to a large extent, when they make such proclamations. But money, it means that money has to be given its proper role, all right? And there are three things I'm going to share with you on that, right? Money helps you to be able to build your dreams. So that's what you have to look at. Utilizing money to be able to build the dreams of reaching as many individuals, helping individuals to experience as much transformation as they can. Because without money, we can't be able to buy gadgets, buy tablets, buy all the things that we're using to be able to share with the world. All right. So money is necessary in that context and has to be thought from that context to be able to utilize it to build bigger dreams. And money is not for repression, it's for nurture. It's not to be able to repress other individuals and to put people under and to, it's for nurture. It has to do with nurturing other individuals. Don't use it for repression, use it for nurture. I mean, there are individuals that when they have money, oh, they have arrived, they want to be able to oppress other individuals, they want to be able to repress people. That is not what money has to do in your hands. The role that money has to play in your hands should be the role of nurture and not for repression. And then the third point on that is use money to protect, for protection, right? Because as long as you keep doing this and you keep doing this, there are individuals who don't like what you're doing. So money will be used for legal suits to be able to protect yourself. Sometimes certain individuals even need to leave certain environments depending on the kind of message that they're preaching or the message that they are projecting, right? And so money is to be utilized for your own protection. For your own protection, right? So money is used for expanding your dreams, used for nurturing and not for repression. And finally, for protection, right? Put money in its proper role and its proper context and functionality, and then you find that money will truly function for what it ought to function. The next mindset I want to make you embrace and to harbor is being part of a community and building community. And if you are a student of the Bible, you may not be a student of the Bible, but if you are, if you're not, I'm going to share with you. There are parables in the scripture that shows that the foundation of the thing is critically important. And we cannot overemphasize saying that. And so there was the parable of the sower that went out to sow. The seeds fell on the good soil, some fell on the rocky soil, some fell on stony soil, and all that. Some fell on the thorns, and the thorns choked them. But the ones that fell on the good soil, they germinated and they grew. What does that show? It goes to a large extent to show that the environment where you find yourself can help you thrive or help you to wilt. If you're not grounded and part of a community that constantly inspires you to be better at what you do, then you can wilt and not to thrive. So you must embrace the concept of being part of a community and the concept of community building. And I share that a community is a great network of people who are investing their future through what you do. All right? You must embrace, if you want to really make money from knowledge, from monetizing all that you know, you've got to be able to embrace the concept of building community. And I say a community is a great network of people who are investing in their future through what you do. By also being part of a community, these individuals are connecting to themselves, they're connecting to one another. Building a community is via the emotional connections that you provide to the people. A listening ear, a hug, being a bridge to others, becoming the shoulder upon which others climb to greater heights, associations, and generally being generous, right? So when you build a community, they become evangelists on your behalf and they bring people to the brightness of what you offer. And I can see this a whole lot in the communities that I am part of and the one that I'm building. It's important to build communities, right? Because they are going to emotionally connect to one another and you become a bridge for them to be able to reach greater heights. Listening ear, a hug, being a bridge to other individuals. That is what community provides for you. And then I share again, and as I've always shared, community is about individuals who have decided to invest. That's the definition I gave here, because it's important for you to understand the definition. A community is a great network of people, right, who are investing in their future through what you do. So whatever it is that they are taking people from point A to point B, they have said, I want to go from point A to point B, and I want John to be my guide. I want Smith to be my guide. I want Grace to be my guide, right? That's what you are doing by moving them from point A where they are to point B where they ought to be, right? And they are saying that we want to get to that point, not necessarily by just saying having a desire, but actually committing their finances, right? to invest in that future through what you do by being a bridge to take them from point A to point B. All right. So it's critically important to build that community. The next point is you've got to be able, which is the final point, you've got to be able to accept that there will be valley moments in this journey. The valley moments will come with lots of doubts, especially if you've tried a couple of things and they didn't really work out, they failed. I can tell you for a fact that I still experience my valley moments. They happen to me also because I'm in this world that is broken, right? The valley moments will come and they will come with doubts. So sometimes, despite of all your best intentions and your preparations, things may not go as planned. Like for example, starting out to record this recording, the phone had issues, the data had issues, the Wi-Fi had issues. All right. Some days ago we had power issues. So as much as we wanted to plan, certain things may just happen. Those things can be called the valley moments. So no matter how you have great best interest in your heart and the intentions and your preparations, things may not really go as planned sometimes. There are days that you may wake up and you just don't want to leave your bed. There are days you may begin to wonder if it's worth it at all. Because of these curves of life, you may be doing all the things right, but sometimes you may get odd results. It's not about you, it's just about the world. Sometimes it just happens the way it happens, and there may not be any reason to be adduced for it. All right? Just understand that all these things that are happening, the process is shaping you. You're becoming more resilient. You're becoming tougher. All right? My therapist that I go to from time to time always says that there are things that you can have control over and the things that you can't. Of course, that's what it is. There are things you can't have control over. But our job is to focus on the things that we can have control over and to be able to do those things. It could be that in the midst of all the things, all the chaos and all the things that are going awry, just take yourself out and go to your favorite restaurant and find that food that you love so much and sit and eat it, because that's what you can control. And just let all things be. And after a while, you can come back, maybe things will become better, and then you can pick up from there, right? Sometimes you just do it. Maybe things have been broken in the office, the light is not coming up, the phone is having issues, laptop malfunctioning. Just get out of the space, go somewhere, find a space, you can take some tea from me, and then by the time you've come back, you find out that you're a bit more mentally stable to be able to deal with the chaos, right? And it's about also to rephrase the meanings that you give to the awful events of our lives. If you decide to say that this awful thing that's happened, or the things that is happening is shaping me, is toughening me up, then you begin to see that you are seeing the optimistic side of things. It's about the meanings. They don't have the meanings of themselves. It's the meaning that you give them, all right? The truth is that you are going to fail sometimes. You're going to mess things up. You can even become embarrassed at some point. Brace for these moments. That's the mindset to have, all right? Brace for the moments, okay? Brace for the moments, because it's going to happen. And you need to realize that sharing with you in more than a decade of me being on this journey, new phases and growth bring bigger things. They bring tougher times. They bring bigger expectations. They bring bigger mountains to climb. But in all these things, I need you to realize that the market that you're serving will notice how you've goofed, but most importantly, how you've bounced back, right? Because the market loves audacity. The market loves bold people. The market loves brave people who have become flawed and have decided to stand up and to push forth, right? So I wanted to go ahead to embrace this in wrapping up or just doing a recap. This is a work of love. Understand that this is a work of love. At the basis of this journey of monetizing is a great belief in yourself. Embrace long suffering, give money its proper role, commit to building a community, right? And then accept that there will be valley moments. And if you do all these things properly, you find out that you are constantly pushing forward, doing amazing in the work that you do. And so say, always live your best life. Ciao.
He's the dawn, the man of the hour, and he can open